What's up, everyone? I just want to do a quick video showing you what's happening with the equities, with the indices S&P, NAS, US 30, or S&P Mini, E-mini. Um, Today we sold off heavily. This was today. Absolutely got clobbered, and I want to just start with the long-term chart and then work it down to show you that I believe we're going to be retesting these lows pretty soon. So first of all, obviously we had this weekly breakout, and now I think we're gonna see this weekend, back into this channel. So we've essentially we had this uptrend, and we are coming to retest the lows. Once we take out these lows, it's rock and roll down. This is a weekly chart, by the way. So if we switch to daily, though, the big kahuna is not this break of the trend line, by the way, which um, you can see we got a break, a break, a retest, and continuation lower. That's a very, very bearish sign because that means that a lot of traders saw this trend line. This is why it retested it, either horizontal previous support to resistance and the trend line itself, and now we're heading lower. So, but the big kahuna is also this. We on the daily chart we have a inverted head and shoulders pattern. So you can shoulder, head, shoulder, right? Neckline. This is a line chart. Same thing on the. Uh, it's just easier to visualize for some people. So here's the neckline of the S&P 500, and we're below it. We broke it today. We did not stop at the lows. We took out today's lows. So we're taking out all sorts of support, and I think that we're heading lower. So let's measure um, the target for the head and shoulders. This is how you do it in the normal technical analysis. Now, as you can see, we're pretty much targeting the lows here, maybe a little higher, but it doesn't matter. Even if we do 50% retracement, not meaning 50% of this target, which usually happens um, in 80% of time when these head and shoulders actually play out, they run them about 50%, and then they reverse them to stop out the noobs who still hold till the completion. Now, sometimes they do play out obviously till to the full extent, to the full target. Otherwise, nobody would be trading them anymore. Period. End of story. Right. So even if we go 50%, which is a high probability trade here, we are coming into this support. So there's all of this space right here for us to trade. And yeah, like I said, if it plays out on the back of that small bank crisis that is starting to unfold, and we will, and obviously with the Powell's testimony confirming that they will be keep on raising rates due to economy printing good numbers, while CPI and other data, inflation data is upticking back up. They need to act, and thus they will be raising interest rates for longer than previously anticipated. But regardless, I think this is going to be a very reasonable target. Maybe even take liquidity below this low here, this candle right here. So this was a previous major swing low, as you can see, previous swing key area of interest. So a lot of stop losses resides, and the weekly 200 is coming in right there as well. So I honestly fully expect for this price action to do this. That's about what 100 about 200 S&P points. That's nothing to sneeze at. Obviously, weekly chart. So definitely use intraday charts to get into. Let me actually see what we can do. We sold off heavily already on an hourly. It looks like this. As you can see, we started selling off. We actually caught the top today in our signals channel, and I was trading NAS, no, not S&P, but similar structure. And whenever you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bearish bars in a row, you're gonna have a pullback coming in. So where can we expect this pullback? Well, obvious level will be this, let's see, the neckline retest. So if we do any of this, something like this, we go back up, retest the neckline, which usually happens, maybe a little higher, just a wick, and then reverse. That's going to be, you should sell it at this point right here. That's area number one. Obviously, another area of interest is horizontal previous support turn resistance, which is going to be here. So any pullback, if you, I don't think we'll see this congestion retest. That would be a gift, I think. And because given what's happening, if we get such a deep pullback all the way up here, that means something is not going according to plan. So they might run it first a little lower, then pull back. So you might have to wait a little longer. Use the Asian session to run it lower, maybe London. Then prior to CPI, prior to non-farm payrolls, they will jack it up. Maybe a news-driven spike into the area of interest that should be sold for more downside to come. So, like I said, use the short-term time frame to enter. Obviously, this is a pretty steep sell-off, and you shouldn't be chasing it up here. This is getting a little out of hand. With you will be hard pressed to find 10 bars in a row, maybe here. So something like this, and then obviously you see what followed afterwards. So it's a highly inefficient price delivery, and usually there is um, some semblance of the pullback that will allow you to enter into the direction of the trend. So let's see, maybe draw some fibs, which will allow us. So as you can see, 38.2 comes in way up there. And major area of interest is obviously up here with a deep pullback at 786 and between 618 and 786. This congestion. So if we see this congestion, like I said, it's going to be a gift, especially if we kind of the underneath of this order block right here, the bar, which coincides with 66 or 2/3 retracement. Anyway, like I said, I doubt we'll see this deep pullback. So I'll see if I can. Once I'm gonna leave an alert. I'm not gonna be selling retest of this area, but trend line maybe. So, but anyway, I will leave an alert here. The daily head and shoulders is still in play, so it doesn't have to do much of a pullback, because when we myopically operate on the short-term time frame, we forget that there's still a daily time frame, and we can just get one of these moves, one of these moves like this, you know. So yesterday was just the start, and by tomorrow same time, we can just as easily have another candle. This white candle can easily just look like this as well. Nobody's just saying that it can't. It can very easily be so, especially in a very strong risk off type of environment. As you can see, after a big move like this candle right here, you have a little bit of a pullback, maybe 15-20% pullback. So this was the low, a little bit of a pullback, and then continuation again. So like I said, a little bit of a pullback maybe into this trend line, retest, and then rollover will be an intraday scenario that we can use to utilize to catch into the direction of the trend, which is for now down again, with the neckline being broken and everything pointing towards more downside. So let's give it a little wait, see what we can catch in London or pre-London, and then enter into the direction of the trend. This is all high risk, given that it's all happening with the non-farm payrolls in the U.S. session coming up Friday, and then the weekend risk. So a lot of fireworks, lots of volatility. What it means is do not enter. You have to enter a small position size to account for volatility. So wider stops, small position sizes. You can add to the positions leave some bullets in case you do need to add. Let's say you sell here, you might want to add here if you're position trading instead of, because the real stop loss is honestly above these highs, because this is, it can the price can go here, reject, it can go to 38.2, reject, it can go 50% retracement and then reject, and anywhere from all these levels. So that's why you have to be nimble. If you're starting to take a stab at it, wait for a little bit of a rollover to happen, to at least on the closing basis, to show you, prove to you that there is at least rollover happening, and they are starting to continue run it back down. So and that's why you also want to have smaller positions. You either control the risk super tight in case they go to the next level before they turn around, or you have to literally set a super wide stop loss, and thus you have to have very, very small position size, to a starter position size in case you need to add. Once it's going to start going, you can actually add then as well, once you have the confirmation. In any case, I think NAS is showing similar. NAS is actually a little better. I would, in NAS, I would actually, the picture is a little clearer. I would just simply wait for retest of the zone and trade it like that. So underneath this, this is clearly a support here, and ignore this wick. So pretty much, this will be, this will suffice as a retest. Is going to be what, 50% retracement if you want to trade NAS. So yeah, right into the 50, and then this order block is right here, 1-2 candle order block that we can use um, as a rejection point, as a entry for the short position. And your study is also, I think, displaying same uh, head and shoulders pattern, a little skinny one, looks like a dick. Sorry, but there you go. Now I cannot unsee it. Right, anyway, with a little all right, a little fun. But anyway, so broken neckline, same thing. We took out today, earlier today, we were when we were trading, I was pointing out, I actually made a post on trading. You can go to, well, let's go and see what I posted. Profile, open in your I don't know if I can open in your tab. The video might stop. Regardless, I pointed out to the fact that you have essentially equal lows here. You have a low here, you have a low here, and you have a low here. And every time we tapped in, we made a lower high, and this one made it even lower. So when we're somewhere here today, I said that there's very likely we're gonna run stops below these three equal lows, because most people will be start buying, thinking this is support, and because you had one too many touches, it will probably blast through it. So, and this is the level probably that we're heading to, and or even below. Same thing. There was a down channel breakout, retest. They couldn't take out the highs, so since they couldn't make any higher high, they just made a lower low, which is confirming a daily trend back into. So we just essentially had a high, a low, a lower high, and a low low, which is change of character, and on a daily basis or weekly basis, whatever you want to, however you want to look at it. But basically, it looks like we're heading lower. You can probably fib this and get some targets. So we essentially were being propped up. One sec, let me actually make it a literal. So you see, this is a 38.2. So the 38.2 was holding it, and finally we blew through it. So the next stop is where this blue line is at 50%. See how this is what's called a confluence. So not most definitely, but again, if you see a pullback into this breakdown, since this was the previous support, The reason why these pullbacks happen with retest and then continuation, the reason why you can sell here, it's very simple. People who are still long, who were buying here, and did not take the stop loss. Once they see break even, they will close their long positions because they didn't take the stop loss to get out of it, because they see that there was a break of the level. So the minute it comes close to the break even or at break even, they're gonna minimize the loss or exit at break even. And to close a buy, they need to sell. So that starts the selling process, and then other sellers jump in, and it's a cascading effect, and that's why the price gets moving down. So leave an alert at this level, and that's this is another great opportunity. I'm actually liking NAS and US 30 better than S&P, because S&P is super unclear. Well, not super unclear, but yeah, um, the US 30 and NAS probably will be my favorite. But for now, see, there's a little bit of a, they're trying to take it up a little bit, because this is pretty beaten down like a rented mule. And we're gonna wait for the price to retrace to see if we're starting to get a rollover, and use the rollover either in S&P, NASDAQ, US 30 to enter into the direction of this trend. All right. As always, links for Telegram, Discord, and other stuff is in the description. Hope it helps. Enjoy.